It is the Riot Podcast, back from an extra long weekend.
Woo, an extra day.
Feeling rested, refreshed, and ready to face the day.
Don't lie. We're just as tired. Just as much yawning. Just as much like, how come we're just more tired when we should be rested? See, there's the yawning. It's all the same.
I slept really hard last night.
Did you?
Oh my gosh, I did. I think it's just that you get extra relaxed over time. And so like you're sleeping better and better. And then the work week comes along and it's like, just kidding. Get wound up and sleep very little.
I've been fighting a sore throat. And so last night I woke up like every hour and I think my body would just be like, is it still sore? It was like just checking on it. And then I'd go back to bed and be like, yeah, still sore. Okay.
Yep, still sore.
You want to cough a couple of times just to make sure like things are the way they are so that when you do finally get an hour of sleep total, your body's like, well, this is why, because we're not feeling good.
I'm embarrassed to say I woke up in the middle of the night. I should have run this morning and I didn't. I woke up in the middle of the night. I was like, I'm just too tired.
Can't do it. Did you turn your alarm off?
I reset my alarm. And now, at the time it made sense, and even this morning, but now I'm just like, dude, what?
No, it would have been a lot.
Why didn't you just get up? You're obviously still tired. What's a little more tired?
What's the difference?
Yeah. Well, hey,
I think you'll hear that in this podcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of things in this podcast. But we hope that you guys enjoy it. I hope you have a great Tuesday.
Are we going to explain anything in the podcast?
So we talk, of course, some more Popeyes chicken. I went to a Swappers meet this weekend, and I don't know. I feel like I could have told better stories, maybe, but they're
coming back from the holiday. You got to work your way up to something better by the end of the week. So
we talk expensive flip-flops, Dark Crystal, Obadiah, the online brand, the Joker movie, Bugatti. That's actually kind of an awesome thing there.
We're into luxury brands now.
Well, you know how it is. The NFL, the TV I think Nikki deserves.
Ah, yes.
And how French fries can make you go blind.
Okay. Lots of good stuff.
Well, that'll keep you busy for a little while.
It's great when you hear it back a second time. You're like, that really is good.
Oh, that's a good show.
It sounds like something I want to listen to.
That's a good show there. So you guys enjoy. And Nikki?
With this podcast, it doesn't matter. You're stuck. You have to hear it.
You have to hear it now. I think we should go get some more coffee.
Yeah, great idea.
I just want to go maybe hang in the kitchen and talk for a while.
Let's go walk the 10 feet to the break room.
Okay.
And we'll hang out there.
Just some you and me time.
We'll do it. Wait, we should record it and do a podcast of the after podcast.
You know what it sounds like when Nikki and I are in the kitchen alone?
Quiet. We don't talk. And isn't that refreshing? That's the sign of a good friend. You don't have to talk if you don't want to.
I mean, every once in a while I make a dumb joke and we're like, huh?
I laugh just to make you feel good.
We just go back to
let's go do that now.
Okay, sounds good. All right, bye.
The Riot is well-versed on many different topics.
They're shy at first, but they're quite skilled at conversation.
This is The Riot on RadioU.
Maybe it's too early to get into it. Maybe we should drag it out. But this weekend, I went to a Swappers meet.
So is this I know this Swappers meet brings in a lot of people, but
oh yeah,
does other cities do this, or is just
they do? I talked
a traveling thing.
I talked to some other people. They only do this once a year in this location, and it's 3 days. It's always Labor Day weekend. This was the 75th annual Swappers meet.
And is this the place that Chris told us about the one year where the animals go across the water, or they have some sort of chasing thing?
I watched it where they pull this thing across the water and the dogs chase it and they're racing. I guess I didn't see an actual race. It was just they were doing one dog at a time. So I don't know if that was warm-ups.
Qualifiers.
I don't know what was going on. But after a while, it took so long for them to bring each dog out and to bring the thing back across the water. I was like, what am I doing?
Why are you watching this?
Why are we sitting here?
But it's kind of like when I drove past it one year, I never went in, but I drove past it. It reminded me of like a state fair, a local fair, and a flea market all put into one.
That's fair. But there's one thing that you're leaving out that I feel like everyone leaves out that I didn't understand until I got in there. The big draw of the Swappers meet.
Yeah.
What people are really there to swap is guns.
Is guns?
You can't fathom.
Are people just walking around with them then?
Yes. Everyone's walking around just carrying guns.
Just ready to swap if you ask?
Yeah, I guess. Or buy or whatever. And I mean, like, I was watching that. I was watching people trade guns, just walking
I guess you could do that.
Which, I mean, it's a swap.
I mean, they're not lying.
Yeah, I guess they're not kidding. And
Sarah, she went to it and she texted us some pictures.
It's guns.
Galore?
Guns. I've never seen so many guns. And some of the things they have for sale, I was like, what? I mean, the kind of stuff where, rifles that would fire for I saw crazy stuff on sale. And I just want you to know that if you're wondering, like, I feel like anywhere you go, if you were somebody that voted for Trump, Lord help you that you mentioned that out loud anywhere.
Except there? Is that one fine?
The amount of, like, Trump support on display was, I'm telling you, like, it actually shocked me. Because
really?
Everywhere I turned, especially because Nikki and I spend our day in the media, people it's all anti-Trump. And this place, I mean, just everything you can imagine.
You if you were anti-Trump.
The photo that I took that I thought was so awesome that I sent Eric was, okay, Rambo, the Sylvester Stallone movie from the early 80s.
Yeah.
Someone had taken that photo, photoshopped President Trump's head on it.
Of course they did.
And it said, no man, no woman, no commies can stump him.
So that was a shirt, or what was it?
It was a flag.
It was a flag.
And it was one of those things where I was like, this has everything. This whole event, it's got Trump, it's got guns, it's got commies. So, like, this flag is a perfect representation of where I spent my day.
So you went, but, like, did you get anything? Did you get anything out of it?
I got a picture of a Trump flag.
Or a couple of stories, but, like, I wasn't sure if you went and swapped anything, or did you find something to buy? Did you have any good food?
Okay, lines. We went when it first opened on Saturday. That was a mistake. I mean, waited forever to park, like forever. Got in there. Lines for food were like, imagine around the building, essentially. I mean, like, the lines were so long.
You went to a
get something to
Swappers
eat.
thing.
And it was like, you know what? This is not quite worth it. So, and the other thing is, like, they're selling these guns and like, hey, I got a shotgun. I'd like to have a handgun. I don't have one. I looked at some, but I'm like, hey, this is $25 cheaper than it would be if I went and bought it brand new.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what you've done to this thing. So,
well, they brought it to the Swappers thing, though.
They brought it to the Swappers thing. So I made it out of there, but it was, I'm really glad I went, but like.
But you didn't really need to go. Or like you didn't get anything.
You've never seen more guns outside of a military base. I mean, it was amazing.
The Riot has now been downloaded. Hope you installed some antivirus. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
So just to be clear, I did go to a Swappers Day meet over the weekend, and I feel like the one thing that I really should have said that I didn't say is that it was like going to a science fiction convention, but for guns.
Minus the sci-fi.
Oh, yeah.
But like an outdoor convention.
If you swap sci-fi for guns, like, that's what it was like to be at the Swappers meet. And yes, Sarah, thank you for sending
your own pictures. Or I think a friend sent her those too.
Okay, the photos that were taken, like, it's very interesting to get a look at all that. So, speaking of guns, over the weekend, things got real in Houston, Texas. It wasn't even over the weekend. It was last night. You guys know how hard it is to get a hold of a Popeyes chicken sandwich, right?
Basically, they're sold out. I mean, you might find a store that still has a few, but I don't think so. I think most of them are gone.
There have been reports. Okay, there was a guy. You remember the guy last week that's suing?
Yes.
For $5,000 or whatever. I read some more on that story. One of the things that was in his list is he's suing for $5,000 because he says he damaged his car while going from restaurant to restaurant. And he says he paid someone $25 because they claimed to have chicken in the back. But,
at a restaurant?
Yeah,
at one of them? But they were lying.
They were lying. He never got his chicken. And so last night in Houston, a group of armed individuals rushed the door at a Popeyes chicken, demanding chicken sandwiches.
So what time? Does it seem like it was in the evening?
The police were called at about 9 p.m. So employees said that there were 2 women, 3 men, and a baby. We're told that
there was.
They told them at the drive-thru the chicken sandwiches were sold out, and the customers got really upset. And then they came running up with guns to the door.
They tried to get inside the restaurant.
So they ended up locking the door, calling the police. In fairness, they came to the door with guns, but they left the baby in the SUV.
Isn't that just more comforting, right?
Yeah.
That's terrible. Just terrible people.
Who do I have to shoot around here to get a chicken sandwich?
Besides, use your brain. You got to go earlier in the day. They're going to be out by the end of the day. They're not going to have the sandwich then. You got to go at the start of the day.
Duh.
Gosh. It's like 9 p.m. Sure. They're not having any.
Well, maybe they were thinking that once all the other customers had left, then the employees were getting fat off the chicken.
And maybe think that they personally hold back a few of them, and then they can eat them at night before they go.
So they were like, hey, I'm here for the secret chicken stash.
Listen, you got to listen to Popeyes. If they say they're sold out, you're going to have to just be okay with it and wait for it to come back in stock.
No!
It's a chicken sandwich. We can all wait.
I will do what I have to do.
I think these people were just mad, and they just happened to have guns. I think that was probably the case.
And at the end of the day, if Popeyes is out, you got Wendy's. You got Chick-fil-A. And, you can go to McDonald's. Their chicken is not good. But
just go anywhere. Just get food. It seems like they were hungry. And when you're hungry, sometimes you make poor choices.
Think this is a hangry story?
Could be.
It could be.
In case you're wondering, yes, we do get complaints.
They have gone too far. This time, they are going to be held accountable.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, I'm hearing from Jad, who's listening. He was driving for Uber Eats a little bit last week. He says that lots of people were ordering chicken sandwiches from Uber Eats, and those orders had to keep getting canceled.
Oh, the Popeyes ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but way to think that you had a workaround.
They're like, I've got this fixed.
I can totally take care of this, but no, I'm sure they were canceled.
No problem. Also want to say good morning to Dan. He texted at 877-2-RADIO-U, and he says, spread the word about the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance on Netflix.
So that was it's like the Muppet sort of characters. I don't know how else to describe them, but
sure.
With the crystal.
Oh, there's a crystal, Nikki.
And that was what was available starting over the weekend.
Did you watch any of it?
I did not, but they kept trying to go ahead and play it, the trailer. I was just like, stop playing it.
Could you please not do that?
Please stop playing this. But it looked, visually, it looked interesting. It did.
Was that you being kind, or do you think it actually looked
at first I thought, wow, it is quite interesting to look at.
Yes.
But since I've never seen anything with the previous movie or TV show or whatever it was, it just looks weird.
Yes.
Just out of context, it looks very weird.
Yes. And it's a prequel, so you don't need to have seen anything going into it, because this is the beginning of the story.
You can watch this first?
Yeah.
That's great.
I watched probably about half of an episode. I was not really drawn into it very much. It is very interesting looking, but I have a hard time with it. Like Uncanny Valley. I do okay with all the really weird looking stuff. And then when they bring in those characters that are kind of human looking, but they're not.
That's the line. We can't cross and watch that one anymore.
There's something about them where I'm just like, they're too freaky looking, man.
Too real.
There's something, it's Uncanny Valley. There's just something when I look at him, I'm like, ah.
Well, he said he watched all the episodes, but I think there was 10 to watch.
10, but they're an hour long.
Well, shouldn't you be thankful if you liked it? You're actually getting some content.
Yes, but I was shocked by that. I was like, yeah, they're probably half an hour.
That's because they don't need actors. You could just work the puppets for as long as you want.
I guess. And it is a mixture of computer animation and puppets. It's mostly puppetry. And the thing is, that's really, when you look at it, it's really impressive. The production design and the things they built for those, it's really something. But I watched half of an episode.
So I don't feel like you're going to watch the rest.
You know what? I just need to get used to it. I just need to be like, they're not human. They're another thing. Just suck it up and watch it.
Just keep watching. I'm sure it gets better.
There's something about them that freaks me out.
Every time it goes to the trailer, you're just like, whoa, what is this? It's like, what is this thing supposed to be? But I'm glad that he enjoyed it.
I did get far enough into it to learn that, Nikki, the dark crystal wasn't always dark.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, did something happen?
It used to be light or something, and then those bird things came in.
Well, don't tell me more for, I don't want to spoil when I don't watch it.
First 5 minutes.
First 5 minutes.
So, I mean, I'm not stealing anything away from you.
Okay.
I learned all of that in the prologue.
So what was that called again? It's just the Dark Crystal?
The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. And it is on Netflix. And Netflix pushed it to me pretty hard this weekend.
So Dan says, yes, watched them all. Obi says, only into half of the first episode.
But in fairness, that's how I roll on Netflix. I watch the first episode, and then I'm like, that's good enough.
What else is over there?
It happens.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Last week, 2 weeks ago, I went shoe shopping, and I tried to get Nikki to go, but she just didn't feel like the two of us needed to be shoe shopping together.
I offered to look online, but I wanted to make sure that, we could pick out, and we didn't have to do all that in stores.
I thought, think about this, all right? We go get a mani-pedi, little spa day, and then spend the afternoon shoe shopping.
Lunch.
Well, if the shoe salesman's going to be touching my feet, I just feel like my feet should be looking their best.
You're right.
Absolutely.
You don't want to be embarrassed.
And so I ended up grabbing a pair of shoes, and I think I spent about $70 on a pair of running shoes, and they were on sale.
And you had a gift card.
And I had a gift card, and I purchased this Yeti mug, which makes me, that's right, there were Yeti mugs all over the Swappers meet. That's a whole other thing.
Are you sure they were actually Yeti ones?
Well, I wondered that too. It's like, is this a Netty? Is it a Yeti? Is it a Yeto?
Yeah, like what off-brand is it?
It's a Yeti. There was a lot of Yeti mugs while they were there. But anyway.
For your shoes, though, are they doing well? Like, are you enjoying them?
Seem to be great.
Good.
I mean, I only wear them running and walking, so.
But you would have known by now if they wouldn't have been a good fit.
Oh, yeah. No, they've been fantastic. I really have been enjoying them. And at $70, it felt like, you're really splurging on some shoes there, buddy. $70. You normally only spend $50.
Hold my shoes. You're like, wait, we can spend more.
That's 40% more than normal. But Nikki and I are looking this morning at Hermes.
I always call it Hermes.
Hermes?
Hermes.
Okay. All right. So what you're saying.
Yeah.
They're selling.
the ones that have they have very expensive stuff.
Well, I would trust your pronunciation before I trusted
mine. So I'm going to say Hermes.
Okay. They're selling a pair of sandals for 335 pounds, which is about $450 US.
I think you're wrong with even just saying sandals. Like, to me, flip-flops sometimes are different than sandals. Like, sandals have more structure to them.
Uh-huh.
These are just
So you would call these Hermes flip-flop.
Flip-flops.
Okay. So they are literally Old Navy thongs.
Well, they look a little bit like more structured in the strap part of it.
Okay, just a little thicker.
But, I mean, not for the $400 price tag.
Yeah.
But I guess if it's a foam sole and a calfskin lining and technical straps.
What's a technical strap?
Technically, it's a strap. I mean, they're not lying.
Is that just something?
That's just what they call
say?
it. That's all they say it is.
Hey, technically, that's what it is.
So you can own that if you buy enough other luxury items, you can't just have normal flip-flops.
Okay, you know what I think it comes down to? I think those, if you're at a website buying these high-end designer whatevers, and then when you see these are literally, you have so much money that this is an add-on to your cart.
This is your Old Navy.
Exactly.
This is your Old Navy flip-flops.
When you're at Old Navy and you're going through the stalls, and they're lining you up like the cattle you are to pay at the register, and they have all those little suggest cells right at the end, and you're like, this is only $5. This $400 is their $5.
Correct. Or it's someone who has, you want to put money towards it as a status thing.
Yeah.
To where you want to just feel richer.
I know,
and this is all you can afford out of the Hermes line.
Well, the only thing that's funny about that, though, is that if you look at them, the only thing that would indicate that they're from that company is on the sole of the shoe, which your foot will go on top of.
It's going to rub off. Like, if you've had any good pair of flip-flops, that's the first part to rub off.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like you should invest that money in maybe a brooch or something.
Something else. So critics are just saying, hey, with the flip-flops, I mean, they're nicer than probably the Old Navy ones, but you're being overcharged for what you're actually getting. But you are buying a name, and some people are okay with that.
And I want my name to be worth that kind of money.
You do? Like the Obadiah flip-flops, about $600.
It's very exclusive. You can't just get them anywhere. You'll have to order them directly from us.
No offense, too. I'm not just saying it because, I don't want it, but I don't even think they look very stylish. It just looks very plain. I know there's only so much you can do with flip-flops, but I'm not liking them.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported Radio U.
So we were just talking about these Hermes sandals, flip-flops that are retailing for about $400. They're ridiculous. And then we were saying how we need an Obadiah flip-flop that I can charge $600 for.
Do you have something?
Well, okay. I just want you to know that, Nikki, I have recently been dabbling in the online retail space. And as much as I want that to be true, that I could open a retail store and charge a lot just to put my name on something.
Yeah.
My recent experiences have led me to believe that this may not be the revenue stream that I'm looking for.
So what have you been dabbling in?
Okay, so I've been going through and selling off Blu-rays. And this weekend, the first time I did it, I made like a big mass posting and just posted that. Well, this weekend I broke them up and just posted individual things.
How'd that one go?
Well, it went a lot better. I got way more traffic. Didn't sell a single one, by the way. But many
you felt
people,
like it was better.
So many people had a lot of questions. And my favorite one, and you'll really appreciate this. I had a guy that messaged me. I'm like, they're $5 a piece. I've got this TV show I'm selling the entire season for $5. I have 2 seasons of it. I was like, yeah, 5 each or 10 for both.
Sure.
You don't have to buy both, whatever.
And at prices this low, I mean, this is not where you start negotiating.
This guy's like, 5 for both. And I was just like, no. I was like,
they just like
no,
to try
thanks.
it.
Then he's like, all right, fine, 10. He's like, can you meet me? And I was like, yeah, but you have to meet me here. So basically, it's Labor Day. I'm like, hey, $10 is not worth a drive. So like, if you want it, come and get it. The guy wanted me to meet him an hour away.
Oh, gosh.
And he's like, well, I'm not driving all the way out there to get it. And I'm just like, okay.
Well, I'm not driving to meet you.
So let me see if I got this right. You want me to drive 2 hours, an hour out, an hour back for $10. No.
And you told him that, I'm sure, nicely.
Well, I basically told him, like, hey, no.
Yeah,
and he was not happy that I was not willing to drive out and take it to him.
He shouldn't be checking that Facebook section where it's at. He should be in his own, stay in his own lane. He needs to be in his own area.
Come on, preach.
Not in yours.
It was unreal. I had so many people that wanted me to just go to ridiculous lengths to get, and I'm like, okay, listen, I don't want $5 bad enough to make that drive.
Sure, you shouldn't have to.
Especially no. I mean, 10, 15 minutes? Yeah, you know what? Okay. After work, swing by the whatever. Okay, it's
Split
$5.
the difference, but not at an hour a piece.
An hour. And I'm like, I'll sign something and put it in there. This is the Obadiah flip-flop. This is the Obadiah Blu-ray. What a unique opportunity for you.
I'm sorry to hear that your mini postings did not net you anything.
Well, I'm just telling you that this idea that we had about me selling designer flip-flops may not work
Might not be the best. If you're not willing to travel, they're not willing to buy.
That's what it is. I really, really should be, pushing ahead to be willing to drive to, if you're not willing to do the work,
then how
can you expect
them to buy it from you?
But Nikki, as I was saying, maybe I need to, not let these early failures deter me from future successes.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
So over the weekend, apparently there was some kind of a press screening of Joker.
Oh, I saw the reviews. What does that make you interested now?
Even less interested.
Even less, you think? They said it's amazing.
They say that it's a powerful character study of a man with mental illness. And what does that make Batman? Some kind of a weird bully.
Well, oh yeah, if you put it that way.
Here's something that maybe it's good. This is just going to be a side note. We'll get back to the movie in a minute. But, something that in modern society, we just can't stand is the idea that evil is a thing. So the idea of Batman having someone to fight that is evil, that's great. It's a simple story. I get it. And now we're like, man, Joker's just had a hard life. All right? That's why he's killing all those people. He's had a hard life. You need to understand him a little bit, okay?
And this is what's supposed to help you?
I roll my eyes just a tad. But no, this is it's a serious character study, blah, blah. No, I don't
I feel like with the Joker and stuff, it was always serious, but not so much.
Why so serious?
Yeah, why so serious? But so this version of the movie for the Joker really takes it to a very deep, serious level. And it might not be what you want.
I'm not interested. Okay.
Even though they say the Joaquin Phoenix is really good in it.
Okay. Let's do this for a minute. And here's how I know I'm not interested. Let's take the Batman connection completely out.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just say that this is a film that's being released about a man who develops a serious mental illness and you watch him develop it. I don't want to watch that. I'm not interested.
But throw Batman in it.
Okay.
How much is Batman in this movie?
Not at all.
Not at all? Okay,
Look,
this
Nikki,
is before Batman,
isn't
it?
It's another Batman movie without Batman.
Just all you want is a Batman movie.
That's what DC Comics does. They make movies about, or in TV shows, they're like, hey, you like Batman? Here's Batwoman. You know what's cool about Batman? Batman!
Just can't get it, can you?
They can't get it.
You can't ever get a movie with him in there.
They don't understand it. And so this is a movie about Joker. I am not interested. I'm not interested in a movie about the Joker. And again, you could tell me that it was Jared Leto's Joker and how did he get them gold teeth or whatever. I'm still not interested.
All right.
I'm just not. And so
I thought about you this weekend when I saw the amazing reviews of it. I thought, I wonder if he's going to be interested, but no.
I'm not. They still, no matter how amazing they say it is, I'm still not interested. And so a theater, probably not. I'll probably see it when it comes home. But I actually actively don't want to see it. And so the more they talk about it, the more I'm like, everything you're saying makes it less interesting.
That's a hard pass.
Hey, so what do you think of Obadiah?
The truth is, he's not a very nice person.
Okay, well, what about Nikki?
The very best there is.
You're listening to The Riot on RadioU.
If you've never been in Florida when a hurricane is approaching, it is quite an experience. And one I've had.
Yeah, you've been there.
It was 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was.
It was 2 years ago that I was there for an incoming hurricane, and I had I was on one of the last flights to leave Orlando International Airport. That in itself was something. It was getting crazy. The communists are coming. We're in Cuba. It's last days, whatever. I don't know why that's what I thought of.
It's different when you're not in Florida as one goes through, you were super worried, super concerned. And then if you ever are in Florida, you get sometimes the opposite from the people that actually live there. And you see them not concerned. They're partying. They're doing the exact opposite. So it's something to behold.
It is weird. A lot of people there are just whatever.
Yeah, they're exactly like that. Whereas we're like, why are you not doing more? But it is what it is.
So I went to a Walmart to potentially stock up on some items because I thought I might end up getting stuck.
Yeah.
Down there.
If you didn't get a flight out.
Right. And so I went in to buy some food and a few things, and whoa, it was insane.
What was left in the bread aisle?
The only thing left were onion buns.
And what does Obadiah hate the most in life?
Onions.
Onions. Not buns, but just onions.
Onions. The worst.
You could have, even if you were stranded there, it doesn't matter. It's I'm just not eating. I'm not eating the onion buns.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. So here's what ended up happening. They had I'm looking here at some price gouging that took place over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, that was sad to see.
It's illegal.
Yeah, but they do
that,
it.
But people do it anyway. So, for example, 24 packs of water in Orlando were going for as high as $18 when they should have only been $6. There was a gas station in St. Petersburg that was charging $10 per gallon.
Oh, but did you see their response to that?
What's that?
They were like, oh, that was just a mistake, though. That wasn't supposed to happen.
That was a Wawa.
Oh, no. We love Wawas.
Nikki,
oh, don't be price
Wawa.
gouging Wawa.
Don't do it.
Which sounds weird when you say that out loud. Wawa's is a gas station.
Mm-hmm. So it should have been about $2.39. They were 10. And you're right. One of the local stations got involved, and they're like, oh, my gosh, what a mistake we've made.
What a terrible mistake. Not on purpose, we promise.
My bad.
So do you think, like, grocery stores, are they actually doing the price gouging, or is it like the manager is just marking things up and getting the difference? Or, I mean, who's winning on that?
I don't know. I was actually wondering the same thing because it's a fine that can be up to $1,000 per incident.
Yeah.
So if I sold you, $20 for a case of water, every single time I did that, I could be fined $1,000.
Now, if you were some guy on the side of the street and you were selling it for that much money, well, then I can see that. But if you were a grocery store, like a reputable business that's been around for a while, they would know they would get in trouble.
You would think.
So, but I'm surprised some places still do it.
Yeah, you would think, but I don't know. Well, that was something that wasn't a problem for me down there, though I will tell you, finding bottled water and having a hard time finding it, that was real.
Well, that's why it's so expensive.
It was. Like, I went to multiple locations looking for bottled water and never ended up finding any to purchase. It was all gone.
Ashley texted, said, OMG, Wawa, the best ever. We love Wawas. They're super good.
Yes, we love this particular gas station.
Yes.
But if you've never been to one, you wouldn't understand.
You just don't understand if you've not experienced it before, but we're sorry that they were price gouging.
Yeah.
Yeah!
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Hey, man, we've all been there. You get that car, 0 to 60, sometimes. Just does what it is. You're like, maybe we shouldn't take it on the freeway. Maybe we'll just back road it, and that way if we need to pull off to the side.
You can do that?
You just pull over. It's no big deal. It's fine, whatever. Yeah, I've had cars like that, and I don't feel bad about it. Well, maybe a little, but you know what? You do what you got to do. The car that we're about to talk about is the complete and total other side of the spectrum from your car that we're discussing.
This is a Bugatti.
Yeah. Bugatti.
Ours is a Boo. This is a Bugatti.
Bugatti over the weekend set a land speed record. They literally now have the fastest car in the world, the fastest production car.
There's not.
In the world.
Like, what's the asterisk with it then?
Well, the production car would be something that they're going to make that you could buy.
Because there's other faster ones that are like a boutique car where there's like one or two and no one can ever buy another one.
Right. And I mean, the one girl that died last week, she died trying to set a land speed record. I think it was during an attempt, or I didn't actually look super hard into that. But that would be a car where they're like, hey, we're building a car specifically for this purpose. Mm-hmm. This Bugatti is something that
they're
you will
building just for people to buy.
You will be able to go and buy. And I don't mean you. Of course, you won't be able to.
None of us listening.
Someone somewhere will
I'm
be
sure there's
able
a handful of people
to go and buy this Bugatti. It managed over the weekend to go 304.773 miles per hour.
So it's the first hypercar manufacturer to break the 300 mile per hour barrier.
Now, they say they weren't even aiming for that. Like, they were surprised
that it got over 300?
Yes. The current, well, I guess what was the current top speed was the Koenigsegg. Am I saying that right? The Agera RS, it hit 284.55 miles per hour, and that was the fastest. The one before that was the Veyron Super Sport, which hit 267.856.
So to kind of put in perspective, the bullet train in Japan goes about 200 miles per hour. Wow. And so the Bugatti is faster than a lot of smaller type aircrafts. And it could outrun a majority of helicopters. Wow. Though not like distance-wise. I mean, like, how long can you make it go that fast for that long?
Man, you think about it. 300 miles per hour, you hit a bug, you're gone.
I'd be too nervous. I couldn't do it.
Man. No way. You got a car. I mean, you got to figure in a Bugatti, you're going 100 miles an hour and you barely notice because of the way it's built.
How smooth it is?
Yes. Like you're not going to feel the things like your car right now, you go 100 miles per hour and you're like, it's fine, guys. We're going to make it.
It's going to let you know it because it's not made to go like that.
But a car like a Bugatti, you wouldn't feel that. But at the same time, no. Terrifying. Like the idea of getting in a car and going 300 miles per hour. I don't know. It is kind of cool, though.
It is. It's a nice looking car.
Yeah. So they managed to, it was across a 5.4 mile stretch on a track this weekend where they were able to.
So the Bugatti, they're also celebrating, which is why they were doing the speed test with it. They're celebrating their 110th birthday. I didn't know Bugatti was founded 110 years ago in France.
I did not know that either. So congratulations to them. Yet another car that I will only experience through the magic of Forza Horizon.
But it looks good.
It is really cool.
Oh, you don't want that anyways.
You know what? I don't.
Imagine the insurance.
I got this Yeti mug. I'm good.
The Riot, not everyone's fan.
I wonder whose idea this was.
RadioU.
So, Nikki, I came to a conclusion over the weekend that I'm going to need to test it after a while. Like, it's going to take some time for me to figure it out. But I think I may have found, like, I've been having all kinds of trouble with my stomach and stuff, and I don't say a whole lot about it, but, like, it's been not awesome. So over the weekend, I had a huge glass of milk and got so unbelievably sick.
Is it dairy?
I think it's dairy.
No way.
I really think so.
Well, I could see that totally being it.
Because, okay.
He's been long trying to find the culprit.
Yeah, I have. And so I finally was like, wait a minute. Do you think it's dairy? And then I started going.
It's a giant glass of milk?
Well, that was actually the thing, because I don't drink milk very often.
Sure.
Believe it or not. In fact, almost not at all. But I had this weird craving for, I was like, dude, I had this blackberry jam, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make some peanut butter toast, slather it in blackberry jam. And I was like, you know what would be so good? What about a big glass of milk with this? And I drank it. And it's not right away. It was like an hour or two later. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't feel good.
And it's not the peanut butter. No, and it's not the toast.
I don't think it's the peanut butter.
So as long as it's not the jam.
Which I don't think it was that either, because then I started going through. Here's the thing that you begin to realize. I think I eat cheese on everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
But see, it's different. Some people get bothered by certain types of dairy, so it might not be cheese.
Well, You'll have
to really journal it and figure it out.
I've spent the last 2 days completely dairy-free, and I feel a lot better, which is weird.
So what are you going to do with that?
So I made my eggs, no cheese.
Yeah.
I made a sandwich, no cheese, like all this kind of stuff, and you're just like, man, what? But I seem to be doing better. So I figure a couple of days dairy-free, and then
that'll tell you.
Have a piece of cheese and see how things go. Well, like,
just do it on a Friday going into the weekend so that you'll be fine when you come back on Monday.
No, believe me, I've come in so many days and just felt like complete garbage.
From the dairy?
Maybe not. Like, if it's not this, I'll keep trying other things. But yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's worth just following it along and seeing how it helps you to not have it.
So now what? I'm one of those people?
You're going to have to tell everybody the fact that you don't have dairy.
Everywhere I go.
Every meal that you have, you're going to have to.
So,
and then you need to get into the dairy alternatives. Welcome to that world.
I don't want to do that.
Yes, you do.
Why?
Yeah, because you still want it. You could still have some, alternative milk. Let's get you on one. You want soy? You want coconut?
No, not soy.
You want oat? You want hemp? Like, what would you like?
Can I smoke the hemp milk?
No, it's not like that.
It's not that kind.
But we can find you a nice, like, what car can we get you into?
But the thing is, like, I don't need it. Like, I'm good.
You're saying that now.
Well, I know, but like, I'm just
better to be prepared.
I mean, I suppose at some point I will, but like, I've done almond milk. That's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Like, if I needed a milk, I'll go with some almond milk. And like, for me, it's going to be, the problem will be the cheese. I like cheese on everything.
There's a lot of alternatives for cheese, but they're not very glamorous yet.
No, and they're probably not very good.
And they're more expensive.
My thought was, and I mean this, if literally I could feel better and I just had to give up cheese, the only place that's really going to be a problem is pizza. And I'm going to like take one of those pills and eat some pizza and see how it goes.
Maybe that'll help.
Maybe it will.
Is it the
lactate? Yeah.
Yeah, those sort of things.
Because I'll just tell you right now, like, that's the only thing I can't do without. Everything else, I just feel like, it's fine. whatever. I don't need to have cheese on that. I don't need to have cheese on that. But you tell me I can't have pizza, and it's like, hold on.
Let me grab my pills.
Like, what kind of pills do you have that I can take?
Well, this is an interesting turn of events for trying to feel better.
It's an odd one, so we'll see. But I think I might be lactose intolerant. How's that even a thing?
I don't know.
How's that a thing?
I never would have thought that.
I eat a lot of cheese, guys. Cheese on everything.
Maybe you just grew into that. You haven't been like that always.
Cheese in my coffee. Cheese.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
So if you're intolerant of dairy, maybe, you think you could be a food tester?
That would be the question.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nikki, some things are worth the trouble.
If this is more, or I guess, interesting enough for you, you might have to fight through it.
Sometimes you got to push through. Now, this is not something that is officially from the NFL. There's a website called PicksWise, and it's a sports picks and betting tips site. And, you know, Nikki and I are all about sports betting.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
And what could make that better? What else could you bet on when it comes to football?
So here's what they want to do. They want to hire somebody whose job it will be to go to all the NFL stadiums and to rate the food. And so I believe they'll rate the food inside the stadium, and then they'll start rating it against stadium to stadium.
Against each other?
Mm-hmm.
So this is, again, not an NFL...
It's not official.
Sanctioned. They're going to welcome you when you get to the stadium. You're just going there and eating the food.
So here's how this works. You would, if selected and you get the job, you get $500. I assume that this is per game.
Yes, I think so.
Tickets to the game, and you get an allowance to buy food in the stadium.
Oh, so wait. So you probably get... Well, are you getting paid $500 at the game?
It's
then
separate.
You get food.
That's right.
Then you get game tickets.
That's right. So that's a whole package together.
So you're required to report back about your experience and then rate the food that you've had from worst to first.
Mm-hmm. So then you get out there and find out what it is. Now, to enter, you have to have a picture of yourself at a game eating food. They say points for creativity will be awarded, or tweet at them, and you're supposed to tweet the photo with them or to use their hashtag NFL Food Tester.
So it's a competition, though, that starts, it started on the 29th and goes until September 9th. You've got to be 21 years or older. But I guess I'm still confused. Do you have to have, like, are they going to send you to each stadium or what?
Okay.
Is that a part of the $500 they're paying you, or do you get travel expenses?
Here's what I don't know is it seems to me like the more I've read about this, that it might be that you don't go to every stadium, but you just get selected for one stadium.
Oh, maybe in your area.
So like they might have a few people that are winners across the United States. But yeah, then you'll have to write the article and all of that kind of stuff. But $500 for a gig eating food and watching football, like that's a pretty good day.
The Riot. Just because it's bad doesn't mean it's not good. Wait, isn't that exactly what it means? It's The Riot on RadioU.
Nikki, did you guys get the TV over the weekend?
We did not. I am waiting for a QLED TV sale that starts Wednesday.
No. It's fine. I'm glad you waited.
Why?
Because I want to read this sentence to you from Engadget. LG introduced an almost comically massive 88-inch TV at CES. I like that they are mocking us for wanting an 88-inch TV.
What's wrong with you guys?
Comically massive. You know what? I'm not laughing. Because...
No, maybe we are. We're the comedians of the large screen TV world.
Finally, someone that's taking me seriously. So 88-inch 8K OLED TV. That means at 8K, its resolution is 7,680 by 4,320. That's a lot.
That's impressive. I don't want to buy that one.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds too much.
That is 16 times more pixels than you get in a 1080p TV.
My only concern with
four times as many as a 4K TV.
You can go too nice with buying a TV nowadays. There's some stunning ones.
Yes.
Stunning.
Yes.
But you have to have content to watch on it. So you have to realize, like, you don't need to invest too much money in it yet, because there's going to be a wall where what you're watching, it doesn't matter. It'll look good, but, like, not like that good.
Well, Nikki, I'll tell you that for $42,000.
That's too much money.
You can purchase this TV.
On Saturday, before the first college football game of the season that we were going to watch, we found a no box at Costco, and it was $700 for a 70-inch.
That's a good deal.
It was only a little bit of money off compared to what you would have bought it new.
Yeah, okay.
And I think Eric still wants one of the other ones. So
okay. Well, we were supposed to talk about college football, and I got so excited about this TV.
Well,
I skipped right over it. So, all right, well, we'll get to that. But, yeah, 88-inch TV. Now, it was just a floor model back at CES, but it's now a production model, so you can buy it.
I was looking at some 86 inches. Those were good.
And those are like $3,000, right?
No, those were, I think, like $2,200.
What a deal!
$2,000.
Oh, my gosh!
So not as bad as you would think it would be. It is a lot of money, but it could be worse.
I should go check what my credit limit is right now.
Let's go at lunchtime. Let's just get a TV.
And let's get some nice furniture to go with it. Something for it to sit on.
Before you know it, you're like, why'd I spend $20,000 on this TV? It wasn't just the TV, though. You had to buy the whole room.
Accessories.
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Sunday afternoon, I decided that I was going to go to Wendy's. And while I was there, I got the Wendy's 4 for $4 with a double stack.
Yeah.
Chicken McNuggets. Chicken nuggets. My bad. Chicken fries and a soda.
Did you get the spicy ones?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
They didn't ask, and neither did I.
Didn't think about it.
That's a shame. And then I was like, these fries are not enough, so I got more fries, which pretty much negates the deal because it's not $4 anymore. Now it's $6 something.
Can't you get 2 hamburger or chicken items and then 2 things of fries?
Oh, you can't. No substitutions.
Oh, there's no? Okay.
In the 4 for $4, Nikki, you get what they say you can have.
I understand now.
That's the way that works because French fries are, seriously, French fries are the best things in the whole world. You're like, no, they're not. Yes, they are. Shut up. You just don't get it yet. And one day you will.
You're not enlightened yet, but one day you will experience that.
I mean, you sit down to some French fries and like you've done something.
And Wendy's are okay, but they're,
Really?
They're not the best.
Oh, I love Wendy's fries. They got that.
Every time I always get them, they're always cold.
Sea salt, Nikki?
No.
So you know what you're not doing? You've got to order so many that they have to make a new batch.
They have to start over.
Yeah. So, I mean, that could be your problem. You might be going for a small and you're like, I'll take 3 larges. But, sir, you'll have to... I know.
One of them's bound to be warm enough.
I know.
But I found that they either come cold or they just get cold really fast.
See, I love a good French fry, but here's the cautionary tale. Is it real? I guess.
Even if it's not, we can still learn from it.
So Nick has passed me the story, and I saw it getting passed around. There is a report in the Annals of Internal Medicine Journal about a 19-year-old guy in the UK who has gone essentially blind from a diet of French fries.
He had a vitamin deficiency because all he really ate was mostly French fries, chips, which
Pringles.
Okay, because
they
to
actually
us,
mean
chips
yes.
are there chips are French fries, but
right.
Here chips are like potato chips, so they mean Pringles, processed meat, and white bread.
So the deal was he would have basically fries, which he would go and get at a fish and chips place, Pringles, every once in a while a little ham, and white bread.
But mostly it seems like a lot of carbs.
I guess. And no veggies.
No vegetables, no fruit.
According to him, he doesn't think he's eaten vegetables or fruit in almost 10 years.
Yeah, but when you're young enough, your parents make you eat that stuff.
Maybe his didn't.
So it's his parents' fault.
Is it?
Well, I mean, they should have been helping in the beginning.
I don't know. I'm not, Nikki.
When we were that age, we were told what to do, and you just had to do it.
I'm just saying that, maybe we don't look to blame anybody.
Okay, now we just try to worry about, how can we can't really fix it, but, what can we do to grow from this?
I actually thought, I was like, all right, so give him some vitamins, he'll be fine in a week.
I think it's permanent damage.
Yeah, it's permanent. So he can get better, but it cannot be completely fixed.
So he lacked a number of vitamins, which included B12, copper, vitamin D, and he just didn't have enough to have good health.
All right. So here's what you guys need to do.
Oh, I know. Here's the list.
What?
Well, we're not supposed to have all that stuff.
No, I was just going to say, eat
or
French
energy
fries.
drinks or vape. There it is. There's the trifecta.
French fries and a multivitamin.
Okay, you're right. Why? You can have your cake and eat it too.
So that way, I mean, no, you're not going to be healthy, but you're probably still going to be able to see.
You're not going to have the vitamin deficiency part
Right,
of it.
right. So, I mean, you could also eat some vegetables and fruit, but,
Baby steps?
Baby steps. Baby steps. So we'll start
You should because they say a lot of times with vitamins, it's not always going to be absorbed. You need to have some good nutrition in to be able to grab a hold of it.
What if, go with me, I dipped those fries in ketchup?
That is not enough. What does they always say? What's the
lycopene?
Lycopene. They always say that.
I'll get all my lycopene today.
No, and this is terrible. Who wants to? No one wants to lose their sight. No one does. So
Heavens no.
That's too bad. He apparently had like blind spots in it, and then it took about 3 years to progressively get worse. So it wasn't a shock. He knew what was going on. They knew what was going on.
Man, somebody give this guy an apple. If you go to the doctor and they're like, you're going blind from French fries, I'd be like, all right. Pass the salad.
Well, that should have been a wake-up call.
It should have been.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because RadioU exists, and RadioU only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
What sort of interesting twist will this gender bending create?